All right, and we're live. Even though the daughter has not turned the sound down on her phone. All righty. We get anybody in the chat yet?
No, not yet.
All right. Well, this is Indie Dave's family Weebstream. We're going to be talking about different things today. We're going to go over a little bit of Trigun. It'll be interesting because we've got Trigun, and we're going to talk about that.
I didn't watch it.
You can speak louder.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
We got to episode 3.
I was being lazy.
You did?
Yeah.
All right.
I think 3. I don't know if I was on the wrong disc or not.
Why don't you come over here?
I might actually be on episode 8 if the first disc was episode 5.
Anyway, so we're going to talk a little bit about Trigun, which my daughter hasn't watched, and my son has watched with subtitles. It's okay.
I watched part of the second episode.
Okay. And then we're going to talk a little bit about Alita, the movie, which my daughter went to see, and my son didn't. So, and then we're going to compare it a little bit. I read the first part of the, don't do anything yet.
Just gonna look at it.
I did a little bit of the first part of the battle, the elite. You can speak loud. It's okay, Autumn. You don't have to whisper.
I read manga so much, I just naturally read left to right, or right to left.
Yes, this is so. After the movie, after Battle Angel Alita or Alita Battle Angel, after the movie, we went to the bookstore, and I was hoping to pick up the regular manga. No, she doesn't have wings. I was hoping to pick up the regular manga, but all they had was the deluxe hardcover, which is cool. I mean, it's a really nice book. And now I'm learning to read manga, which is completely backwards from...
yeah, I've read it so much, I instinctively opened the back of a book and tried to...
Hey, so we got Big Steve and Stargazer in the chat. How's it going, Big Steve?
I only put hello.
Yeah, so I'm learning to read manga, which is completely backwards from,
No, you're saying it wrong.
The way...
Manga.
Manga.
Just like you say, not too wrong.
All right, let's not keep interrupting me. How's that sound?
Sorry.
Yeah, so I'm starting to read. I read the first volume of Battle Angel Alita, and I have to tell you, I really liked the movie. I thought the movie was great. And from what I've seen, I've just read the first volume right now of Alita, and it sticks pretty close to it as far as the themes. From what I understand. Yeah, from what I understand, it's the first 3 volumes. So based on what I've read in the first volume, they've layered all 3 volumes on top of each other. So you're getting whatever the 3 stories are. They're going to be layered on top. I can see how they did some of the scenes directly from the manga, and then they did some of and so they did some of the scenes from the first volume directly. I'm not sure because I haven't gone through some of the stuff that was said in the movie. I know for time, they have to kind of edit it down, but I don't think they edited it. I don't think they edited it and changed anything thematically. So I think from what I can tell, it sticks pretty close to the manga. And all they did was they took and added stories and kind of layered them on top.
You can't read manga left to right.
Well, you can, but it's wrong.
The pages start over here. You'd read it like this.
I know. I'm just looking where it ends.
Yes.
I want to see if it kind of even come close to matching where it begins.
Well, the first one, if you read the first one, a lot of the scenes match up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and say, from what I saw, it's pretty close thematically to the manga.
They did good drawing the eyes.
Yeah.
The anime eyes are all drawn.
I really like it. I actually really like the art and stuff.
Whoever does anime eyes, they all put their own spin on anime eyes. Every time.
Yeah, because there's different ways to do different anime eyes.
Like you can have the same basic
way
design.
You can tell that most artists draw anime eyes. Manga eyes the same.
Yeah, but they all put their own little spin on it.
Yes,
it's not they used to do that.
Well, no, not everything is exactly the same. Let's look. We'll compare. All right.
There's no anime girls in Fullmetal Alchemist, to my knowledge. Well, there might
But
be.
no,
The
hold
eyes,
on,
we're
hold on,
comparing
stop.
The eyes.
Look,
You don't-
you want to compare the eyes to manga because everybody, even people in Japan, have their own art styles. Even if it's all manga, everybody like there's a Western
See,
kind of
even
art
these pages
style.
are- Stop, Patrick.
Autumn, I'm the.
Stop. There's a Western kind of art style, and then there's, I guess it would be Eastern or Asian
Okay, so girl here
kind of art style.
plus this. They're
I guess
completely different eyes.
Yeah, people have different drawing styles. Just like there's like chibi, and
And you
then
go-
there's
you
other
see
stuff.
this-
There's different
It would
drawing
also
styles.
appear different up closer because usually distance would also affect that. If you
Yes, but not everybody does the big eyes too. Some of them have smaller eyes, and like almost regular size eyes, but it still has that kind of style.
I've been meaning to get into this one for my Logos.
Yeah. So after the movie, went to the bookstore, picked up Alita: Battle Angel, the first 3 volumes, and then
They're different.
and
She
then
does not
I
like
also
that. She
picked
does
up
not.
Full Metal Alchemist, the first 3 volumes. I haven't gotten into that one yet. I haven't started reading it. They also have the anime of Full Metal Alchemist at the library, so I'll
Pick that
probably
one up.
read this and then compare this to the anime as well. What?
Nothing.
I do that wrong. How do I do that wrong? Please explain.
You don't compare this to the end. Oh, actually,
What-
no.
Yes.
These came first. My
Yes.
brain's broken. I thought the anime came first.
No,
Jesus.
almost every
No, just
anime.
the
I have to
song.
assume almost every anime starts with a manga.
No, actually.
Name
A
me
lot
one.
don't.
Name me one.
list it.
Seriously?
Name me one.
So right. Okay.
I'm
I'll
pretty.
list you
I'm
off
pretty
yours
sure
that
there's
has-
kind of a logical
No,
progression.
I will list you off everyone that you've watched
Magic and Dragons.
has a manga.
Yeah, but the anime actually came first.
No,
Yeah,
it didn't.
yeah, it did. The anime came first for that one.
Look, I have to look that up. Where's your phone?
What's it called?
Magic and Dragons. All right.
No,
While they're looking
Rock,
that
Dance,
up,
and Magic.
while they're looking that up
Yeah.
and yelling at each other, I'm gonna let you all know that I really liked. We really actually the whole family
Knights
except
and
for
Magic
except for
manga.
the boy stayed home to play video games.
Ye-
Although we had to make a deal with the younger one, so
Yeah.
we could actually see the
Yeah.
movie.
So here's how my day went yesterday. Okay. So yesterday was Saturday. So Friday, I was like, let's go see Alita. And Mrs. Dave Comics had never heard of it. And so I showed her the trailer. Then I showed the trailer to my 6-year-old who will get scared at scary monsters and stuff in movies. So I showed him the trailer and he was like, wow, it looks awesome.
Okay,
He
fine,
wants to
you
see
win.
it. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I always win when it comes to manga.
All right.
All right, guys.
Anyway, so the
Not
6-year-old,
until Eden came first, though.
so the
Guys,
guys,
Mhm.
0.
so the 6-year-old, the 6-year-old
held us
said he,
hostage.
yeah, 6-year-old said on Friday that, oh yeah, I want to go see that. So then on Saturday, since the oldest wanted to stay home and play video games, the littlest wanted to stay home and play video games.
But he can't watch the video game I was gonna play.
Exactly. So the oldest was going to play a video game that was not appropriate for the 6-year-old.
It would make.
So
awesome
we had to kind of drag him to the movies, and first we were, Mrs. Dave Comics was going to take him to see Spider-Man, while me and the middleest here was going to
Don't call me that.
was going to see Alita, and then Mrs. Dave Comics,
Fixing my
and then
hat.
Mrs. Dave Comics said, no, we're not going to see different movies. So then we were going to not see any movies. But finally, we negotiated with the 6-year-old to go see Alita.
We
And
bribed him with the game.
we bribed him with video game.
And ice cream.
Yeah. So we managed to get him in, and he loved the movie. He thought it was really cool. Although, if you're going to take a 6-year-old or a little kid who gets scared easy, look out for the trailers before the movie.
Oh my god, I hate Stephen King.
Yeah,
guys.
they were a little.
They played
They
Pet
were so
Cemetery.
scary.
They played Pet Cemetery and another one called Us.
Yeah.
And the
That was
Us
tough.
one was really creepy.
It was like copies of the
It
people,
was
and
like-
they were evil, and it was really scary.
So was it like when we went to go see Avengers for free?
We saw that one
Yes.
for free.
Yes, we saw Avengers for free
Either way,
by
when we went to see
accident.
that one for free.
By
Really?
accident.
The trailers
Yes,
were all
you knew
for
about
zombie
that.
movies, and it was a kids.
No. I remember when we went to see Avengers, all the trailers were superhero, and they kept playing all these weird like superhero videos up
Or
on the
was
screen.
Was it Rock'em Sock'em?
That's when we saw the Bali Superman. What are you doing in my book?
Oh my god.
All right. So
It was Rock'em Sock'em. When we went to see Rock'em Sock'em a while ago.
Real Steel.
Real
Steel's
Steel.
the actual name. But we went to see that one a while ago, and it had like crazy zombie trailers. And like it was
Patrick, Real Steel was.
no
we
the
didn't see that one
trailers.
in theaters.
Yeah, we did.
I remember seeing
Yes,
it
we
in
did.
theaters.
because he was absolutely enthralled.
Just
on
like
screen.
Echo, when
You
he
guys
didn't
saw it.
blink once.
You guys saw it with Zoe and Gwen. You sat a row in front of us.
All right.
I thought that was Aquaman.
So wow, it didn't take that long to get away from manga and anime.
I liked Alita though. It was very well done.
I
Although
saw
there were a few scenes where
like the
our
F-word scene.
little guy was
Yes,
a little bit concerned.
Yeah, I mean it's violent. There's a lot of fighting and stuff. If you've read the manga, then you know. A lot of the graphic stuff was done off screen. I mean, you knew what was going on, obviously, but it was off screen. And the F word, it's PG-13, so they're allowed one F word, and they used it. They used it in such a way that it got cheers from the audience. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it was actually
There were some good scenes that actually the audience was really getting into. We heard some cheers and some clapping and stuff like that. So it was a good action movie. All the fight scenes were really well done. I don't know how many. We could probably do spoilers since there's probably only one person in here. But yeah, so
She has big eyes.
she does have big eyes.
let me say the big eyes thing.
You kind of
They
forget
really
about it.
when you see it in the trailer, it out of context.
It's very shocking.
Yeah, it looks weird.
But
But-
actually, it makes sense with the way they put the movie together.
Yes, because you know from the beginning, there's no like hiding that she's not human, or at least that she's a cyborg. There's no hiding that from the beginning.
No, what?
So right off the bat, you already know it. So, and the rest of her face is kind of CGI'd enough where the proportions are a little bit different, a little bit off. She's a little bit, not cartoony is not the word really, but you can tell that they CGI'd her
They
face a
tweaked
little
it,
bit. They
yeah.
tweaked it just enough. Where to me, I mean, you hardly noticed it. Or at least it didn't take me out of the movie at all. And
I liked it.
yeah. And one of the things that's kind of
That was the biggest reason I didn't go to check it out, because I was concerned about her face.
but it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't at
But,
all.
alright, so
Oh, hey, Mana Sex is here.
We're talking about Alita. We just saw it yesterday.
Still the best name ever.
You have to leave. This is a family chat, and you have a very inappropriate name.
Well, when you read it, she laughed.
Yeah. Yeah. So Alita was really good. Take care of that. Yeah, Alita was really good. I guess there's kind of a trope now of like young girls being super martial artists and beating up big guys.
Yep.
And sometimes it kind of like with Buffy the Vampire Slayer, at least you get the thing that her powers kind of are supernatural, and she still has to train to use them properly. And with Alita, you know right from the beginning she's a super strong cyborg.
Yes.
So it doesn't take you out when she's beating up guys that are 500 pounds of metal.
There were a lot of cyborgs. The movie was mostly cyborgs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
almost everybody in the
but the
city.
humans were neat. They killed the dude and turned him into a cyborg, which I thought was kind of neat.
Yeah, but we won't tell you who because that's a spoiler.
Sorry.
Okay, spoiler, they win in the end.
Yes, spoiler. They win in the end.
Spoiler: there's going to be a
It's
second
set
movie.
well, we don't know. It
I
is
hope.
set. It is
That
set
depends upon
up.
ending.
It
It is
is.
set up perfectly for another movie.
It is set up for a second movie.
I just English that well.
But-
That depends upon
Fuzzy
funding.
talk.
No, it depends upon interest. If they think they've made enough money back on it and they can make
Yeah.
money back on a second movie,
Funding.
then there will be a second movie. That's different from funding.
If they don't get Yeah, you're right. I picked up 4 words there.
Yeah. But the manga's been going on for something like 20 years. So there's plenty of
Source material.
plenty of source material to choose from. So, and I just when I went and picked up the book when I went and picked up the book at the bookstore, they had a Alita story. I don't know if it's new or not, but it was her origins on Mars. So I was going to pick that one up, but I really wanted to get to compare the manga to the movie, and it lines up pretty close. I read the first volume, and a lot of that stuff is kind of a base layer for what happened in the movie, and it sticks pretty close thematically. There's no weird SJW stuff. There's no crazy woke message, no girl power or anything like that.
Right. What?
So it's it was pretty good. I high recommend.
The movie was entertaining, and there was no drama other than the drama of her finding herself.
They kept it pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, in the movie, you discover where she was found and how she came about, and then she has to find out who she is. And that's really what the movie stuck to, and it didn't bring in any of this other crap and drama that tend to get things lost in themselves.
Well, the manga actually goes at a pretty quick pace. It actually a faster pace than the movie, and that's because they threw in the little love story, which I guess is actually in one of the later volumes, and I guess there's other parts of the story that they threw in.
Was it a Disney movie?
No, it wasn't a Disney movie.
Although it was made by James Cameron.
Yeah, it was made by James Cameron, who's been planning to do it for years and years and years. He wanted to do it before Avatar, but he ended up doing Avatar first. Yeah, so the manga actually first, volume 1, goes at a pretty quick pace about getting her up to snuff on warrior stuff, and talking about all that part of her personality, that part of her becoming the warrior. And it's pretty quick. I mean, in the book, it's pretty quick. In the movie, it takes a little lead up, but that's because they build more story. Because again, it's a combination of 3 different volumes, so they have to fit it in. But I don't think they went so far as to shoehorn it in. It didn't seem like they were throwing stuff into.
No, it didn't. It felt like what they put in there was a natural fit, and the story flowed smoothly.
Hey, Dr. Science Wizard's here. How's it going, man? Yeah, so it was nice the way they did it. They did a full.
He's a doctor too, on him.
Yeah, they did a full full out story that had the initial battle parts, has the little love story, and has the bigger story of the big city that's above the scrapyard.
I don't even remember the name of that city anymore.
Yeah.
Iron City.
No, it wasn't
Iron City was the city she was in.
The floating city.
The floating city had a name too.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Ego or something.
Ito was the name of the doctor that fixed her up. I think they changed a little bit. In the manga, she gets the battle suit. The Dr. Ito actually finds the battle suit, and he's been keeping it in a secret cellar. And in the movie, and he had found it in a crashed spaceship. In the movie, they put it so she finds a crashed spaceship, and she goes and gets the suit, finds the suit in there. And to me, it doesn't change too much of the manga. It doesn't change the story too much. There were little tweaks and stuff that they had to do. I think because
more for space and continuity.
Exactly, to kind of fit the story all together. It wasn't anything where if you read the manga, where you'd be like, oh, well, that takes me completely out, and that's completely different. It was mostly little adjustments they had to make to fit the whole story that they wanted to put in there. So I read volume 1, and I really liked it. I really liked the manga, although again I had a hard time because it's reading backwards. and I'm old, and I've been reading books correctly my whole life. So
Well, this is
it's never occurred to me to read a comic backwards.
I've done so much. I've read so much of this stuff that I pretty much exclusively read backwards. It's hard to read regular books.
Really?
Well, that's probably why you don't read as much.
Do you
That
know
can't be
how much
helping
manga
you.
I read on.
So on a
How much manga do you read?
I finished the entirety of Fairy Tail in like 2 weeks, and I think I've read it twice.
What?
You have not, because there's like 100 volumes of Fairy Tail.
500.
It was like 540 something.
Where did you get all of the fairy tales to read them all?
Crunchyroll and
Okay,
Stuff like that.
that's as much as I want to hear.
Crunchyroll's a legal site.
Yeah. It's just like BRB, although Crunchyroll is on BRB.
So you read the manga on the site, the Crunchyroll, or you watched the,
I think I stopped.
or did you
before-
watch the anime?
I stopped
both?
before I got to this season of the anime
Okay.
because I wanted to keep that as unspoiled as I could without. I wanted to keep it as unspoiled as I could. Well, though I had already read the wiki and knew pretty much everything was going to happen.
All right. I know Alita is an anime. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I've never seen the whole thing.
got something else to look for, huh, Autumn?
What's that?
Captain
Alita?
Claus.
Oh. Yeah, so I've seen that there is an anime, and I've seen bits and pieces of it. I've never seen the whole thing. What I've seen tended to line up pretty closely with the manga and the movie.
So I think on a whole, we're going to recommend both the movie and the manga for Alita.
Yeah, you can probably find the manga at a better price than I did, because again, I got the deluxe hardcover special whatever.
We only
Okay.
have one bookstore in our town.
That's not true. Well, actually, that is true. We have
Yeah.
a comic.
We have
We
an
have a
independent bookstore
we have
that is very selective in what it carries, and then we have one mainstream bookstore,
Yeah,
and it makes it difficult to find anything at a decent price here.
I'm-
It
yeah, I didn't want to order.
It
What?
came out in 1993.
Mwah.
Okay.
Come here.
It's older than you are.
No, I graduated high school in 1993.
Jake!
Dave is aging himself, everyone.
Jake is knocking down everything.
So we're going
Because
to
you keep
recommend
messing with him. Put
Battle
him
Angel
down.
Alita.
Come on the
There
ground.
you go.
Floor.
And
That's what
the,
it looks like.
Floor.
the other one that
Okay.
everyone
Go.
watched, Autumn? The one that everyone else also watched was Trigun. So why don't you give a quick synopsis of that, Dave?
Alrighty. So we got Trigun at the library, and I watched, I think, 8 or 9 episodes. I really liked it. I tried to get the kids to watch it,
Patrick,
and the middleist watched like 1 episode or 1.5 episodes.
I'm very selective about the anime I watch. That's not.
And I found that I'm going to be selective probably as well, because it's like
the problem is.
it's like anything else. It's like anything else. I mean, you have your interests. Like I watched a few episodes of Cowboy Bebop.
Already?
Cowboy
I had-
Bebop.
All right, so
What did you think of
It's a
that one?
classic.
what?
You have to at least watch some of it.
No, I don't know. We'll see.
What did you think of Cowboy Bebop? 'Cause
I liked it. It's a lot more episodic than Trigun, but Trigun. I really liked, and I liked it because it was it's very Western themed, but it's kind of a Western cyberpunk.
Yeah, that's my problem. I don't like Western themed stuff. It's not my thing.
And one of the things, from what I understand, Trigun didn't do well in Japan. At least
Really?
it did better here in the United States than it did in Japan.
Well,
And it's one of the only ones that did that.
Well, I think a lot of that comes from the fact that they don't really understand Western, like the Western West type
Well,
stuff.
it's not their culture.
Yeah,
It's our culture.
they don't really understand the Wild West.
a lot
type
of the characters had more Western names.
like,
Excuse me.
Dude's name
although
Bash.
Vash the Stampede is just a weird name, no matter
Yeah.
where
It
you
sounds
go.
like Stampede.
Well, I think his
sounds like-
name is just Vash, and they call him the Stampede.
It
That's
sounds very Indianish.
No, it doesn't.
actually Vash is. I guess I could see that as
No, like
well.
the Stampede.
Do you know anybody here in the United States named Vash?
Nope.
No.
Bash.
No.
Bosch would be how they say.
So
in
I guess it
Japanese.
could be, something else. But I liked Trigun. Like I said, it's a kind of a Western cyberpunk. Vash the Stampede, for anybody that doesn't know, Vash the Stampede was he's basically a wanted criminal, and he's turned up after 2 years of hiding, and he's wanted for destroying an entire city.
He has a what? $60 billion.
Yeah, they have a $60 billion double dollar price on his head, bounty on his head, and
wanted dead or alive.
Yeah, and so there's this insurance company and there's these 2 girls that work for this insurance company.
They're kind of strange girls.
And
they're not the standard anime side of girls you'd expect. You have a
One
short
of
one
them's
and
giant,
then a
carries
tall one.
giant gun to a
anyway,
sorry.
so there's these 2 girls that work for an insurance company, and it's their job to find Vash the Stampede and keep an eye on him. Not bring him in, just keep an eye on him and try to keep him from destroying everything. But what they discover is that he doesn't really destroy anything. Because the price is so high on his head, all of the bounty hunters basically destroy everything around him.
Get him.
Destroy everything around him, trying to catch him.
Well, everybody.
So basically, he's getting blamed for all this destruction, and really, it's the fault of everybody that's trying to catch him.
And he can dodge any bullet, no matter how much of a
My
fluke it
question
is.
is, this is kind of strange, but since he has that much money on his head, what made him have that much money on his head?
Okay.
When did people start going after him?
What you find it out later. If you want to, are you gonna keep watching it? Because you didn't seem to have an interest.
You don't want to give away too much either, in case any of these people want to pick it up. And
We're all weebs here. They probably have seen it. But basically, in his past, he did something that caused a lot of destruction. And so they think he did it on purpose and that he's evil. But really, he did it by accident, and nobody actually died as a result of it. But it did cause a lot of destruction.
he's kind of an idiot throughout the series.
But I think that's playing. I think he's trying to. It's like a kind of camouflage. He acts kind of goofy, and he acts like kind of an idiot, so people won't suspect that it's him, that he's this supposedly master criminal. Because he doesn't want to get caught and killed. He's really good at like dodging bullets and thinking on his feet and basically solving. He's actually a pacifist. He's a pacifist, so he likes to solve problems without violence. So even though he carries a gun and knows how to use it,
he can't hit stuff to save his life.
Actually, he can, and he does.
He just tries not to ever shoot anybody. Or
he doesn't shoot people. He shoots at other objects, shoots around people. He does stuff in such a way where it's not going to actually hurt somebody, but still get the job done.
He was describing his gun to the guy when he wanted it repaired in one of the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "It's a good gun." And then the guy goes, "No, it isn't." And then he goes, "How do you know?" It misses by a full 7 inches in a 9-yard distance, or at a 9-yard distance.
He had to adjust his gun for him.
And that's
he's got a special revolver, which, if you know anything about guns,
it looks like a 44.
It's a 40. Long. It's a 45 long Colt, and I'm about to get all gun.
I'm leaving.
I'm about to get all gun geeky.
I'm leaving.
You don't have to. Why? I'm about to get all gun geeky. So there's only a couple of guns that they manufacture that are set up the way this gun's set up. Because basically what it is, it's the barrel of the gun. If you look at a revolver and you look at most revolvers, the barrel is at the 12 o'clock position, which is at the top of the
gun.
Yeah, it's at the top of the cylinder. The top cylinder is where the barrel is. And on his gun, it is at the 6 o'clock position. So the gun fires from the 6 o'clock position, which is the bottom of the cylinder. That's where the barrel is. It's actually a little bit more stable. And there's a gun called the Rhino. I can't remember the name of the company. Chiampi, I think, something like that is the name of the company that makes it. There's another company that does something similar. But that's my gun geeky for today. So so Trigun was really good. I guess Autumn Didn't care for it that much.
What did you think of Trigun?
Meh.
I've seen much better, but I've also seen much worse. It's kind of in the middle.
So was it the style or just the storyline you didn't care for?
My issue is the character acts like he acts almost too much like an idiot for my preference.
In the beginning, there's this bar scene.
And the reason I don't care for it is because you can tell he isn't an idiot.
Okay.
Although he likes donuts.
His big thing is donuts. He's a big fan of donuts. So in the first few episodes, it's kind of what you would call a monster of the week type show, where it's like a new enemy every week, and the girls kind of catch up to him,
and they don't really think
the one doesn't really think that he's Vash the Stampede because he's too
when everyone calls him Vash.
Yeah, because he's too goofy, and she's like, no, it can't possibly be him. But then by I don't know the third or fourth episode, she realizes that it's actually him.
All right.
I'm almost positive I just drank dog hair.
That's awesome.
We just gave the dogs a bath today, so there's dog hair everywhere.
Dog, move! I need to stand there. They took my seat.
All right. So yeah. So
Patrick, this is for this side of that side of the table. If Mom wants.
Jeez Louise.
Oh. Hey, sweetheart.
Are we gonna
So anyway, so what did you want to talk about?
I kind of wanted to say something about Seven Deadly Sins.
But what?
But Seven Deadly Sins, but you guys haven't seen it yet.
I
No
have
one
not
else has
seen
seen it
Seven
yet.
Deadly Sins.
We did also borrow.
Did Patrick see it?
That big princess.
We did also borrow Seven Deadly Sins from the library. The kids have seen it, but
She's still ahead of me because she
We
kept up
have
with the live
not-
stuff and I forgot about it.
we have not seen it yet.
I also borrowed Gundam Wing. Which one?
characters
Mobile
are
Gundam Wing
Milliarders
Mobile or
and-
something.
Elizabeth. This
Autumn,
picnic.
Autumn,
Tom,
stop.
I think. I don't know.
Stop. We don't need to know all the characters. Just give a very quick synopsis of Seven Deadly Sins, please.
About the first season was about this girl, a princess named Elizabeth, trying to find all the Seven Deadly Sins.
They are different people.
They are different people who that committed a crime against the kingdom.
No.
Everybody says they committed a crime against the kingdom, so that's what I'm going with. But
It's explained later that they didn't.
Let her
Anyway.
explain without interrupting.
and along the way, they pick up all their friends, well, a majority of them,
And
and fight the knights, the kingdom's knights, that are actually the
Holy
ones who are the holy knights that are actually the ones that overthrow the kingdom.
And,
Well,
and
try.
then blamed it on them. Or
Yeah.
the leaders of the Holy Knights overthrew it and then claimed to blame it on them.
okay.
That's
So, do you like the storyline?
I do.
Do you like the animation?
Yes.
Between Seven Deadly Sins and Trigun,
Trigun.
sorry. What do you like better about Seven Deadly Sins that works against your liking Trigun?
The animation style,
Okay.
the plot, the fight scenes.
Everything about it.
The fight scenes. Best part of the fight scenes.
Yeah, the animes we watch together, they usually involve over dramatic fighting and destruction.
all right. What animes do you guys watch together that you both like?
Fairy Tale, SAO, Attack on Titan.
Sword Art Online wasn't really dramatic fight scenes, but it's
No.
cool fighting.
Yeah.
So you like that over stylized fight style.
Yeah.
When I look at an anime,
Jake.
I look for characters that are like the fastest that they could be. Because I like the fast fights that are.
Watch out, Mom.
He's gonna stand on everything he possibly can.
No, he's avoiding virus today.
We've got the cat on the table.
He's trying to sneak around to be on a keyboard.
Yeah.
No, we have them lined
He
up.
may rub up against the mic at some point here. We apologize.
Oh, we're beyond apologies. This went downhill pretty quick.
It did go downhill pretty quick. So, you guys,
Oh, that could have broken.
you guys prefer
Shot glass.
a very stylized fight,
You didn't pick up all those shot glasses last night.
and you don't really care for the way Trigun is more realistic in its fight styles.
No. That's not it. 'Cause I like.
It's not realistic. There's a lot of like bouncing around.
My thing mainly about Trigun is their one fight scene was kind of boring.
Trigun?
It wasn't like big or anything. But
you only saw the first episode.
yeah.
After so many
But
episodes,
I also don't like just the overall the animation style. It looks
It was
older,
kind of weird.
which it probably is, but
It was kind of weird.
well, it came out in
Shoot.
like it came out in like 1989. Trigun.
Fatty.
Yeah, Trigun came out in 1989, so it'll be an older style, I guess, compared to what's
I
coming
just like
out
the
now.
newer style of animation.
The first few episodes of Trigun are going to be very episodic, kind of monster of the week type deal.
And
That's how it is with a lot of animes,
But
like fairy tale.
like I said, the first few, it's basically you're setting up the characters, and
Yeah.
you're getting to know the characters. After a certain point, it becomes the one long story, one connected story. So it
Even-
becomes the story a longer story arc.
that's kind of
With
what I,
So that's what
I'm just gonna go ahead and say this.
that's what I kind of didn't care for.
The seasons have small parts that co-align, but the first season has like a few parts where it connects to the other part, which is mainly about Meliodas and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Meliodas is the name of the sin of wrath. The first sin they find.
Yeah.
In the series.
In Seven Deadly Sins?
Yeah.
Okay.
But other than that, there's not really much that connects to the second season. But it explains what happened to him and all that.
The first season is setting up for the second season,
Yeah.
basically. They set up all the characters and development and what's going to happen.
Never mind.
Okay.
Merlin is unique.
She really is.
All right. So we've covered all the stuff we've watched this week.
Well, I would say,
Uh,
like I said, I'm gonna probably finish by Alita. Have to finish Trigun,
Oh.
and let's see. I've got Full Metal Alchemist to start.
We need to watch that one together. You will not watch it without me.
Okay, I can read the manga without
Yeah.
you though.
You can't watch it without me.
Okay,
I can watch it without
we
you.
don't have that one yet, so that might be a while before we get to that one. Yeah, so
Are we gonna watch Napping Princess together?
we should probably watch Snapping Princess. That one actually looked pretty good.
I've
Yeah,
a bunch
that
of
was
trailers.
another one that the library had, and it just seemed kind of random. We're like, well, we'll
You
check
can
it
watch
out.
You can watch it on VRV if you pay $10 a month.
We had
Yeah.
seen it at
Or
Walmart.
we can get it from the library for free.
No,
Imagine that.
And then you can't figure out how to play it in the PS3 auto.
No, it was because
All right. Anyway.
Did you get the Blu-ray glitch where you have to slip it sideways?
Anyway. So as you can see, the children are still constantly at each other's backs.
No,
That's
No,
nothing
they're at
new.
each other's throats.
I was helping her that time.
Our children are unable to disagree or agree
There you go.
or in any way communicate to each other without it breaking down into
An
a
argument.
knockout, into an argument. They're unable to let some. Good Lord.
I know.
Sorry.
Oh, children.
Welcome to the Indie Dave sound effects stream. If you're into sipping straws and eating
Chewing
popcorn,
popcorn.
chewing popcorn and rattling bags, this is the place to be.
And dog collar shaking.
Dog collar shaking and dogs barking.
Hey.
Oh, the cat
I'm
hasn't
so
made it.
sorry.
This is a professional outfit right here.
Just in the middle of our kitchen table,
Yeah.
He's not here
which is
now.
also in the middle of our living room.
Get you.
Where's the other one?
Where's the other what?
Other catto, he's up
I
in my
don't
bed
know.
sleeping.
That
We got 2 doggos and 2 cattos, huh?
So anyway, we covered Trigun. We covered Seven Deadly Sins. We covered Alita.
Okay, now for me to promote one that I want Dad to watch desperately.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Which one?
Give me a second. I have to remember its full name. I know it's. I know what I call it because.
How about you call it what it is in English?
God, I can't even think of the.
Here, type it on my phone and
No, give me
we'll
a
find
second.
it.
I know what it is. That time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Oh, yeah,
When
it was really
When I
good.
started it like, oh, this is gonna be really bad. It's gonna be a joke.
And that's an anime series?
It also has a manga, which is always promoted to me on YouTube.
I will say this.
But
I
I've never
personally
watched it.
recommend if you're going to watch these every day or whatever, and you're watching different ones
They
every
come
once in
out
a while,
every
I
Monday at 8:30.
will recommend VRV to watch your anime.
Yeah, I had the Trigun DVDs from the library, so I watched a bunch. I'll probably watch some tonight, although I really gotta get some writing done tonight.
This one's current. So as I was trying to promote the one that I'm trying to get you to watch, this
Mhm.
one's currently ongoing. It comes out every Monday at 8:30 in the morning.
What's it about?
Yeah. Nope.
Corporate worker.
She has a synopsis of it.
I can't say that name.
Okay, corporate worker. Insert name here.
Is stabbed by a random killer and is reborn into an alternate world, but he turns out to be reborn as a slime. Thrown into this new world with the name Rimaru, he begins his quest to create a world that's welcoming to all races. And he turns into a girl.
Not quite like that.
He turns into a girl.
He gains the form of
a girl.
Oh look, my subscriber numbers are going down like a countdown.
He doesn't transform into a girl. What happens is he gains the form of anything he eats as a slime.
So he eats girls?
No, a girl dies and she asks for him. A girl from our world dies in their world because she was brought there through summoning magic or something.
Okay.
I asked him to eat her.
Ew.
She's been there for like 80 years and she's still a teenage girl. Because of
I want to die too.
Because of the way the time works in there. She can't age because she's like possessed with the demon spirit or something like that. I don't know. I'm not. So basically, she asked for him to take her away from the world so she never had to see it again.
So he eats her.
All right. Was she already dying?
Yes.
Okay, that makes it better.
That was her death wish.
Okay.
It sounds really strange.
It is.
But if you watch the anime up to that point, it's not as bunny girl senpai. Either way, it's not as strange as it sounds when you start watching it. It doesn't end up. You just think it's going to be really weird and really cheesy, but it actually gets really good. Kind of like I started Bunny Girl Senpai as a joke because it looked like it was going to be massive fan service.
I thought we were talking about that time I got reincarnated as a slime.
This is similar. I started Bunny Girl Senpai for the same reason I started this one. I thought it was going to be fan service and like jokey stuff. But then you go in and it's like actually a pretty good story arc and it's character development and it's a lot better.
The only reason it's named that is because in the first episode,
the girl's wearing a bunny outfit.
Yeah. It's not there any more times.
No, you see it a couple more times, but it's not there a lot. Either way.
All right. The reason I picked the books that I did was because, well, I got Alita because we had just seen the movie. I picked Full Metal Alchemist and I got Cowboy Bebop. I got those because that seemed more my style.
I was playing with
Cowboy Bebop, from what I understand, is even more episodic for a longer period of time than Trigun. It's more that kind of monster of the week thing, but I mean, with an underlying, it does have that kind of underlying story.
That's what I didn't care for in Trigun. It's just, there's no real story until you get to the story.
Yeah,
it's a bunch of episodic.
Yeah,
and then
you're gonna get to it, and that's when it starts going into his origin. You meet new people, and that's when the story really picks up. I'm at that point now. It's just starting.
You're feeding the cat popcorn.
Nova.
Yes, I am.
He's already fat.
So make him fatter.
The cat is being fed popcorn, and
It is the most hilarious thing in the world.
Our big cane Corso is eating the other dog's food instead of her food. So
He hasn't even touched her.
I know. Our poor lab.
Mom, she just
She
put in the
hasn't touched
kitchen.
hers because the other cat chased her away. Yeah, our cat has claimed dominance over the dog food. It's a gorgeous thing.
Yeah.
Our poor lab is going to starve to death because she keeps eating all his food.
Since
But you
Dad is
haven't
getting
touched
annoyed,
his.
I can tell that Dad is getting very annoyed.
And it's not at all what it's supposed to be.
Popcorn cat.
Alrighty. Is there anybody still in the chat? Just out of curiosity. They've either all left or gone to sleep. All right. So, what manga are you currently reading, Patrick? Fairy Tail?
No, because I caught up and I want to watch the anime first.
I'm currently reading Classroom assassination.
Assassination
What are you?
classroom.
You're reading what?
Classroom assassination.
Why don't you know?
Classroom assassination.
That's
Oh,
what it
right.
is.
Or sorry, assassination classroom.
Stop trying to speak. You can't English.
I can't. You're right.
Assassination classroom. I watched a little bit of it with her to understand that there's this guy, I don't know his name, but
He's a weird
like,
octopus dude.
he's the teacher, and basically, if they don't kill him, he'll end the world. So they're teaching him how to be.
Kokoro Sensei.
So
I don't know.
let me finish talking. If they don't kill him, he'll end the world at the end of the semester or the year.
Okay.
He's got a big yellow head.
So they have to kill him before the end of the year. So they're being trained to be assassins to kill him.
And they're better at
But he's
assassinating
the
people
teacher.
than the actual assassins.
But he's their teacher.
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty much.
He's teaching them to kill him.
Yeah.
You can only be killed by what? Rubber or something?
This weird rubber thing.
Good Lord, the Japanese are weird.
It's definitely a little bit odd. All right, so what else are you reading, Patrick?
That one was an autumn read. Currently, I'm not reading anything.
Did you read Zelda?
I didn't read the Zelda manga, but I've already played the game.
Jake's being playful.
Well, the whole point is we're trying to see what everybody's reading.
I played that game and it was hard, and I hated that game.
Hey, look at that! Dragon's in the chat now.
Hey,
Teachers training kids to kill people. That sounds about right. Oh, and the medal's here.
oh no, you don't quite have it right, Dragon. It's teachers training people to kill them.
Yeah. Oh, and their teacher's very strange. He flies around. He can like fly at Mach 20, and he flies around the world every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
He has a grooming fetish, but it's not what it sounds like.
Good Lord.
No, listen.
Teacher's weird.
He likes to comb hair, and
That's that what sensory thing.
I guess.
There's that
it's weird. But
Careful.
Hi, Jake. Are you gonna type for me now too?
he just likes to clean stuff. That's the
what do they
teacher.
call it? Sensory something where people do certain things like comb their hair over and over again.
Yeah.
He doesn't like.
I've done that.
He doesn't have hair, so he has to do it to everyone else.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's your punishment if you get in
You
trouble.
got a bald yellow head.
The cat made a blank post for me.
Outstanding.
Nice job, cat.
How?
Versus Jake.
I don't know.
He sits on keyboards.
How did he succeed?
All right, so just so you, I don't know when you guys came in, but you missed us barely talk about Trigun and barely talk about the Alita movie, and then mostly argue.
Sorry.
So why did you need to? Oh, does that?
It's okay.
I'm
It's
currently reading Girls of Paper and Fire.
You're reading what now?
Girls
She
of
picked up a
Paper and
regular
Fire.
novel.
Not to be confused with the Book of Ice and Fire.
Completely different. So,
And this one's not a manga; it's just a novel.
yeah.
Okay, what's it about?
I'm just going to read what it says on the back. So, in my land, we're known as paper girls. Easily torn, exist only for others to use and discard. But there's something they've all forgotten about paper. It can light the world on fire and make it burn. And then on the inside here, each year, 8 beautiful girls are chosen as paper girls to serve the king. It is the highest honor and they could hope for and the most it's the highest honor they can hope for and the most demeaning. This year there is a ninth, and instead of paper, she's made of fire.
Cool. Right.
I'm bad at reading.
So
that.
Dragon asked if Alita is good.
It was very good.
Yeah.
Did you read the manga? If you've read the manga, it sticks pretty close to the. I guess I've only read the first volume.
So it's good if you like the
The
manga.
trailer does not do justice to the movie.
No.
No, it really doesn't.
The movie was so much better than the trailer.
The thing about the eyes really out of context with the trailer. With the trailer out of context, yeah, it kind of looks weird. But from the beginning of the movie, it's
It makes sense.
yeah, it's not as off-putting as it would seem by the little bits they show of it in the trailer. It sticks pretty close to the manga. I just read volume 1. Excuse me. And basically what they've done is they've layered the 3, I guess it's the first 3 or 4 volumes. They've layered them all into the one movie. but it doesn't seem forced. It doesn't seem like it's like
has good
shoehorn
flow.
stuff in. Yeah.
It works well. It's very well done. The movie was good.
Yeah, they had like the whole thing about her suit and her fighting some of the bad guys, and I guess they combined several characters.
Yeah.
Some of the bad guys, they've combined them from the book into with other characters so they can fit more of the story in, because they've got the thing with her suit and her going out and fighting the bad guys. And they've also and then they have her little love story with the guy.
What's his name? I don't remember his name.
I don't remember either.
Hugh,
that's right, Hugo. And then they have this other kind of backstory with the rollerball thing. So all of that is they've rolled that into one movie, and it's to me they did it well. They set it up to have a second movie.
It depends upon how much box
Okay, question.
stuff they receive, right?
Obviously, yeah.
Motorball is a big part of the movie. Is that in the book?
It's not in the first volume that I read. There's some kind of cyborg fights going on, like professional cyborg fights that they bring up, but they don't go into it in detail.
Okay.
But in the movie, and
And
again, I don't know if the cyborg fights are different than rollerball, which is what they call it in the movie, where they actually have this like metal basketball, this kind of metal basketball thing, and they chase each other down and basically destroy each other while they're playing this sport.
It's a way to kill each other without getting in trouble for it.
Yes, they're not supposed to kill each other in the sport. Just things happen because they get a little rough.
Yeah.
Not killing each other, pretty much.
Yeah. So all the fight scenes are really well done.
They are very, very well done.
All the fight scenes are well done. The whole movie is a lot of fun. And all the fight.
Except the trailer.
Yeah, the trailer really does not give it justice.
Yeah,
no,
definitely.
The trailers before the movie.
Yeah, definitely give it a watch.
And our theater had, because it's a PG-13, our theater had some questionable trailers before. We took the 6-year-old, and he was a little bit scared before the movie started. So.
And we had to kind of fight and argue and negotiate with the 6-year-old to finally get into the theater.
The 6-year-old was blackmailing you out of the theater.
No, he didn't blackmail us. We had to negotiate.
We promised him a video game.
We promised him a video game.
If he would let us go see the movie.
But does that mean he slept in your bed?
Yeah.
He wanted to see something else.
He wanted to see Spider-Man, which, I mean...
I haven't seen the movie.
No, he wanted to see Spider-Man, which I haven't seen yet. I do want to see. And there's nothing wrong with that movie.
It's really good.
Jeff Cameron sings a song in it.
But I wanted to see... We went to see Alita. That's what I wanted to see.
Yep. So we talked him into it.
Yeah, we finally talked him into it, and he ended up really liking it. So he likes...
He was cheering her on by the end of the movie. So
he was and he wanted to go see it, but then my oldest was staying home playing video games
because I can't play it with him because the video games are too grotesque. I doubt Autumn could handle them with her stomach of paper.
I'm fine.
Okay. It's okay, guys.
Yeah. So so we managed to wrangle him in there, and he loved it. He loved the whole movie.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of the violence. I mean, it's PG-13. They get in there one F word. A lot of the violence, the graphics.
They use the F word in a good way, though.
Stop, Autumn.
They did. We were cheering on the F word, though.
Yeah. Actually, she used the F word in such a way where like people were cheering in the theater. So it was really cool.
So you might as well just make this a review of the movie with the amount.
Well, it was because we've reviewed it twice right now.
It was good.
I like to keep the audience updated.
Well, we didn't have anybody at the beginning.
Yeah, at the beginning of the show, we hardly had anybody. So
we need more likes on the stream.
Let's see.
We have 1 like per person. We need like 4 more people. It's not a.
Yeah.
You can't touch screen your computer.
I know, my computer.
No, the word was friendly. She used friendly in such a way where everybody cheered.
Yeah. There were no politics really at all in the movie.
Yeah, nobody tried to make the movie woke, which is crazy because James Cameron.
That word. It's not a word people use.
Woke?
I don't like that word.
I don't care if you like the word or not.
It's a bad word.
Yeah, they didn't try to make it woke, and they didn't. You stop. Stop being oversensitive. So they didn't try to make the movie woke. They didn't try to shoehorn in any crazy message. It was basically, I mean, it was pretty straightforward, which is weird because James Cameron did Avatar, which is basically Fern Gully with aliens.
Avatar was kind of convoluted in its story, though. It was.
You can't
It didn't feel straightforward.
I've never sat straight through Avatar. It just never held my interest.
Avatar sucked.
I liked Avatar.
It sucked. Like half the voices weren't there. I get the feeling that they were doing it without speaking.
I liked Avatar.
You're welcome to like Avatar. It's not The Last Airbender.
Oh, I'm thinking of the wrong one. Never mind.
Is that what you're thinking?
Yes, I would definitely think of the wrong one.
We're talking about the one
I misunderstood.
where they're the big blue body
Yeah,
guys. Yeah.
I liked that one.
Yeah, Avatar was okay. I was thinking of Airbender because I watched that one fairly recently.
I liked Airbender.
The
No,
Airbender movie was
sucked.
bad.
Oh, the movie.
The voices weren't there half the time, and I was thinking of that because that's another.
Nice metal. This is a family show. A family that yells at each other a lot.
And swears more than any other family I've ever heard.
No.
Have
I've
you
heard
met,
people swear. Well,
have you met Autumn?
yeah.
He swears
And
like
I've
a
met your
sailor.
mother. All right, yeah. So Alita is actually a high recommend. I really liked that one. So yeah, definitely. And then, like I said, when I finished the movie, I actually went out and got this big. You know what? Let's work this camera now.
Yay.
No, I'm gonna do it. All right. So
Turn on camera.
I have a Mac, and we're streaming off a Mac. And the thing about streaming off a Mac is the camera mirrors. So all the words are going to be backwards, and I guess I got to install third-party software to fix it.
Or you could do it upside down. Then
No,
the
it
words would be
doesn't.
the right way.
Oh my God, you
Wait,
don't
that's
understand
straight
mirroring,
down.
do you?
No, it'd mirror it, but then you'd also have to flip your camera.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So let's see. There we go. So I got the kind of.
You're talking about it being backwards, but
It is backwards.
Never mind. I'm used to reading
What?
stuff backwards, but that's.
Oh, it's hard, and it's hard to
All right,
adjust the
Just
camera.
put the book down
Put the book down.
so the camera can go down.
That should not be the way it works.
All right. So this is what we got. I got the deluxe version, which is weird because it's a manga, so you're supposed to read it backwards. So it looks like, since it's mirrored, it looks like I'm doing it the right way
No.
because it's backwards. But in actuality, yeah. So it reads like a
This is my
manga.
favorite picture right here.
Next Machina.
Yeah. So that's
It's got cool wings.
yeah. It's a really.
Next Machina.
All right.
Dave is not so good at keeping the camera on the artwork, apparently.
Well, it's hard because it's
You have to
like I
zoom
said,
it out.
it's mirroring.
Let me just.
This pretty picture. And then this is the other book we got.
All right.
That's
Well,
upside
right now
down.
we're covering this book, Autumn.
Okay, go this.
Oh, her bum. Let's cover up her bum.
Nice, Dad.
I'm having wire issues.
All right. Yeah. So the first few pages
See, big
of
eye thing.
each volume
okay,
is colored.
This is what we were complaining about before. The eyes.
Well, these are in. It's a,
Everybody
in the
has different
manga.
style of eyes.
Well, in the manga, yeah, she's gonna have manga eyes. That's just the way it is.
Everybody has different style of eyes.
I'm having an issue with the camera. It's not.
I told you.
No, I'm trying
You're
to.
gonna make everybody sick.
It's not. Stop. Shaking my hand.
All right. So I'm turning it off now.
Thank you. I was having trouble holding it.
It's confusing.
I'm sure everybody has puked in the chat.
I'm gonna stay on my head.
Yeah. So I got that book, and then I got Full Metal Alchemist, volumes 1, 2, and 3.
Oh shit.
And welcome to our cuss stream.
Stay on my head. What?
Oh, she's soaked.
Ugh.
What?
Who's soaked?
It's raining.
Oh, is it raining? Oh, that's right.
Oh, grab a towel.
Yeah.
We're supposed to get an ice storm tonight. So
I went to touch.
You know what? I think I agree with you there. I prefer Battle Angel Alita, the real title, to Alita Battle Angel. I think that actually flows. I think it sounds better.
Okay, he's not soaked. Good.
Oh, it just hurt. He didn't go outside.
Durkin said, "I dislike that they call it Alita Battle Angel." Yeah, I think a lot of the little kind of tweaky changes they made, I think, worked better because they were telling the bigger story in a 2-hour movie.
Mhm.
I don't think any of it is so significantly different.
There you go.
At least from what I've read from the manga, it's not so significantly different where it changes anything thematically. All the same themes are there from the manga.
So I had no clue about the one F word rule in.
Yeah, that's
me neither.
that's the
PG-13
thing.
movie.
PG-13, they're allowed one F word.
Anymore, and it's R.
Any more, and it's R. Yeah, that's one of the weird little rules.
So clearly,
for
that's why
PG-13
Predator
rules.
was R, right? It had two F words in it.
Well, plus it's Predator. If they're throwing the F bomb around, then yeah, it's going to be an R. So it's one of the weird rules.
Our life
Like,
would
it could
rated
be-
R.
It could be E.T. or Mac and Me, and if everybody's F this throughout the whole movie, even though there's nothing like violent or sexual or anything going on, it's going to be an R movie.
R for intense.
It's going to be rated
swearing.
R. Yeah, it's ridiculous swearing.
The kids haven't seen Mac and Me.
I've never seen Mac and Me, and I have no interest.
I saw it in the movie theater.
Okay.
From the beginning, even as a kid, when that came out, I was like,
It's
that
kinda
looks like our
creepy.
E.T. ripoff.
It was kind of creepy.
Hi, Mom. Do you know where my inhaler is?
What?
Inhaler.
I have no clue,
Don't know.
sweetie. So,
Hey.
Yeah.
Hi.
and then we also covered Trigun for anyone who was not here at the beginning of the stream.
No.
Okay, let's have
The
that
general
argument again.
consensus about Trigun is that the kids didn't like it because they didn't like the animation style.
That's
No, I
not-
like the animation style. I have no.
I'm very
So-
picky about the animation
All
style.
right, the oldest kind of liked it, but you preferred it with subtitles over the
Yeah, Patrick's
dubbing,
a sub,
right?
damn a dub.
Dubbed is wrong. End of discussion.
All right, so and you know what? I'm gonna go along. 'Cause I've-
I watched it dubbed for the first episode, and I'm like, this is weird. The characters. When you put it in Japanese, it sounds less like an idiot, and he sounds more like he understands what he's saying. When you put it in English, with his actions, it makes him really feel like an idiot, but you can almost tell that he isn't.
Well, the thing about dubbing is voice act. I don't know if it's the voice actors they got for this one. I think voice acting for the anime is terrible.
There are
For
some-
most animes I've seen, and maybe it's just because I have I write dialogue and stuff when I'm writing, but it's always they say like they use 100 words where they could use 10,
that is translation right there.
and it has to be. But there should be somebody creatively on the team to say, okay, they've said way too much.
There should also be.
And I'm not talking about like it's just kind of repetitive. They say the same thing over and over in the same paragraph. It's not grammatically what you'd expect people to say.
There should also have someone on the team to say, okay, that could technically be considered racist. Let's remove that, because I've seen that in a lot of animes where there's like the Goku one where it's not black or he's
Yeah.
not black.
He's not black. Don't shoot. He's not black.
But you'd think they'd have someone on the team to kind of fix those weird issues.
Yeah, and that's what I don't understand. It's one of the things about anime that kind of drives me nutty.
Because not
Is to me the voice acting, and I haven't seen every anime, so there are some that I'm sure are much better than others. But for sure on Trigun, there are some scenes where they'll say something and it's so off. It's like, good Lord, they didn't have anybody to edit this down. They need good editors for the dialogue for anime.
Sometimes the reason that dialogue is so long.
Dragon says Japan has schools for voice actors. I hope, for all I know, because I don't speak Japanese, the voice acting in Japan is
It's
better.
much better.
And it's
Although-
just the American translation. I don't know if somebody doesn't edit it or if they do a direct translation and then they just read it verbatim as opposed to somebody coming in and saying, just looking at it and saying, okay, well, we can probably cut this back a little bit.
So this is kind of getting into controversy, but that actor who was fired,
Mm-hmm.
he did a lot of really good voice acting. He didn't do super terrible stuff.
Well, one of the complaints against one of his accusers, one of the other voice actors, is that she likes to insert with feminist messages and stuff when she's doing the reading. Like she likes to change the dialogue around. I don't remember which one it was.
That's unacceptable.
Well, yeah, because it changes what the story's about.
That's unacceptable.
And it changes the character that she's speaking about. So I don't understand
that
what
will
they
destroy an anime. You shouldn't ever do that.
To me, the dialogue as written should come in and be translated here by the voiceover company.
Translate it so that it sounds better and it's shorter, not super long and horrific.
Well, yeah, it should be translated, and then there should be an editor that goes over it and says, "Okay, this is grammatically weird."
Some of the things I've seen is like some places they just straight up use Google Translate.
No, because I've used Google Translate, and if you use that, it would be almost gibberish half the time.
I found someone that uses Google Translate, and it is amazing.
It's like they almost
there's no English to it. It's just
What I find is it's almost like they try to throw too many idioms all in one paragraph. Too many different cliches, kind of. And a lot of the time, and maybe I should look at it subtitled because maybe in subtitles it's not as bad.
No, it's still fairly. You still have some issues with Trigun.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying it's perfect. Overall, I liked Trigun. I like the themes in it. I like the style. I like the characters, that kind of stuff. But it's just sometimes this dialogue really bugs me, the way they say stuff. It says everything that you're saying they do, and they have to get final approval from Japan for most cases. There's a lot more to the process than people think. Well, I'm telling you, when it comes out the other end, it's not right. American dubbing, they have to match the voice flaps. Well, I can see that. They have to, because they keep going, so it has to.
That's where a lot of the issues come in, where people will say overly long stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
You have to make the lips match what they're saying.
Well, no, not really. What you have to make is the length of what they're saying match. Yeah.
And you can say as long as 2 words instead of the 10 it takes to do in Japanese, then you have to expand that out because it doesn't make sense if you say it in 2 words.
Like konnichiwa. They have to find something longer than hello to insert for konnichiwa.
It's almost like they would translate konnichiwa to hey over there, how's it doing over there?
I don't quite know they'd use over there quite that much.
But I mean, I'm using that as kind of a hyperbole. It's kind of a extreme example, but that's kind of how a lot of it comes out.
And that's why everything sounds and looks so much better in Japanese, except for Pokemon. Those actually are translated surprisingly well.
Now I watched.
Actually re-edited for the English.
I only watched one of the Goblin. I only watched one of the Goblin Slayers dubbed, and the rest I watched subbed. So maybe, I don't know,
See, Goblin Slayer is a little bit different because the main character doesn't actually have any voice flaps, so they use his same lines in English.
Yeah, well, yeah, and the thing is, he says like 4 words.
Okay.
He just says,
see.
I see.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. That's about his whole dialogue.
No, they're
pretty simple.
Somebody says something to him and they say like this whole thing, and you can totally tell like he doesn't really care.
I see.
He's just like, I see. Okay.
Let me get on with my job.
I'm here. I came here to do. What is it? I came here
to chew gum and kill goblins, and I'm all out of gum. But he's not going to say anything like that.
He does say a paragraph once during the series.
Yeah, well, I mean, he does talk a little bit because he has to explain what he's doing with the goblins and things like that.
He says a paragraph when talking about ice cream.
Yeah, he talks about some ice cream.
And that's like the only time you get a long speech out of him. Oh God, no! Put Plutona away, please. Get rid of that.
Yeah, Dragon says hilariously though, English speakers care more about the voices matching the lips than the Japanese.
Talk about Plutona.
No, we're not going to talk about that.
Plutona. Put that garbage away.
Fair point. It was really bad.
All right. Yeah. So I don't know.
I don't care about it.
I don't know. I don't really. It might actually, to me, come across as awkward. But I mean, it's like a no-win situation though, because it sounds awkward when they talk, but then
would
it
be
might
also
seem
awkward
kind
if
of.
they say hello, and then you just have
And
the
he's
formal-
yeah, exactly. His mouth is flapping for like 10 seconds, and all it says is hello.
That would really, you know what? I somewhat want to see that now. If they just shortened it down to the simplest.
And you know what? They do jokes like that when on some like sketch comedy or whatever when they're making fun of
Japanimation. I
Japanimation.
remember those growing up.
They did a bit on that on Austin Powers, I think.
Yes.
There was one bit where it was either Austin Powers
It was Austin Powers.
or was it
or was it So I Married an Axe Murderer?
No. It was the other one, Wayne's World 2. He meets her parents and they're Japanese, and they do the subtitles underneath. And there's one part where he says something really short, and then the subtitles like go on forever.
Hi, sweetie.
So I guess I can see where it would seem, I don't know, or it would seem awkward either way. There's like it's like a no-win situation.
And that's why subtitles are better, because you actually do have that nice.
Well, the subtitles, I guess, would be much less off-putting, because you can say you could break it down and say it in an actual understandable.
Patrick.
I'm being pushed.
Yes, but the dog is trying to snuggle while we're all sitting around the table.
Yeah, so I can see where actually subtitles, because it didn't bother me at all with Goblin Slayer. And that's because I read it and then I watch it and read it and I watch it. So the mouth thing, it doesn't. You don't worry about the mouths matching the words.
When you do get to the issue where I'm going to use Naruto, because this is a fairly big one. They're fighting, and then you have to read what they're saying while fighting, and it's so hard that sometimes you might as well just use the English dub.
Yeah. Dragon says they could edit the video, but then they have to, consider the run length, which is again weird. Because we're Americans, 24-minute standard run length, with Japanese shows of, episodes. They're like 2 minutes long. Yeah, it's really a no-win situation. I think ultimately, like, I still prefer,
it's a cultural difference.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Pokemon is one of those shows that they do actually shorten it down and change
Yeah, but Pokemon's been around for like 25 years.
And Pokemon makes a ton of money, so they can afford to do that.
Yes.
They have games.
That's another thing is when they bring that, they can't just re-edit the video because that would take more time and money. It's so much easier. Like that's what Funimation does essentially is they provide voice work. And they probably translate the credits and that kind of stuff.
So somewhat on the topic of Funimation again, that actor that got fired, he did one of the voices in Rooster Teeth for
Ruby?
Yeah. It was Crow, which is the character they were doing some development on and explaining out. The way they ended off the season, it felt like the next season they were going to develop Crow and how he was going to change towards his group.
How close have you been paying attention to all that?
And then they just fired him, and it's just going to seem like a weird cutoff. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know.
Did you see what they did at Pensacon? Basically, somebody put up a tweet and was like, "Hey, how many people are going to Pensacon and are fans of his name's Vic Mignola?"
Oof.
And
I know what it is.
And then Pensacon was like, "Yeah, if you show up and we're gonna have you guys arrested." He's like, "What? For just having an opinion? I'm not talking about assaulting people." And they were like, "Oh, if you even bring it up, we're gonna have the police and they're gonna haul you off."
That's wrong.
Well, it's stupid, and it's stupid because anybody who reads that is gonna go, then I'm not going to Pensacon because it doesn't make. And then they claim that they got a bomb threat. They did, and they showed the. I don't know how Ethan got a hold of the tweet. But I guess they were talking back and forth with Ethan or maybe someone else. And they're like, yeah, we got threatened. We got a bomb threat. That's why we're so upset about this and so worried and whatever. And Ethan got a hold of the tweet and he posted it. He's like, well, whether it's real or fake, the people that are going to the convention need to know that there's a bomb threat there.
Right, yeah.
So he posted the tweet. And a lot of people are like, oh, it sounds fake and blah, blah. And maybe it does sound fake. Maybe if it's some crazy dude, you never know.
So what's blowing my mind is that having lived in Pensacola at one point, that Pensacola is like the big hub of this big anime world. It's blowing my mind because having lived there, it's really most of a bunch of Baptist Bible thumpers and college kids.
That's where the big anime cons go on, though.
Well, there's a lot of big cons happen in Florida. They don't necessarily come from Pensacola, the people. It's just a big convention that takes place in Pensacola.
It's blowing my mind because there's not a whole lot around Pensacola, in all honesty. It's kind of a middle of nowhere city.
I would start One Piece, but it's like 40,000 pages mangas and like 837 episodes at this point. I started Fairy Tail at 278.
Get all caught up.
I started Fairy Tail. That's how many there were. I'm like ahead. I've watched it 4 or 5 times now.
Okay, oldest. Just remember this: a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step.
No.
It really does.
Don't.
You don't have to read 1,000 issues all at once. It's one at a time.
I'm not even gonna bother with it. It's too much.
What's nice is, especially if it's something you like and there's already 1,000 issues or whatever, however many there is.
That's what I like.
That means you're not going to run out of anything for a while of that story to read.
Because when I start like webtoons and webcomics and all that, I see if it has more than 10 chapters, and if it does and I like it, then I'll read it. Otherwise, I don't really bother.
Well, yeah, because Alita's been going for like 20 years.
Yep.
There's 20 years of story.
It's not that I'm intimidated by reading. It's just that I'm too lazy. I'm never gonna find the time to watch all 800 episodes. I barely managed to watch Fairy Tail in like 2 weeks.
Well, if you do your schoolwork on time, you'd have more time to watch and read.
I spent an entire summer watching it the first time, and then I restarted because I'm like, oh, this is garbage watching the English dub. I started the Japanese version, and I watched the entire thing in 2 weeks because it was entertaining. Because the dub was better.
What the heck?
Or the sub. What?
200 what in 1 week?
2 weeks. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm kind of a mind. Durkin says he thinks he's of a mind. He thinks it's probably fake. It's something they made up or something they set up themselves. I don't want to be like those guys that said that Pete was faking it with his swatting. I think it kind of sounds suspicious, but I think they still should take every precaution. I'm not gonna come out and say, yeah, I think it's probably they're faking it.
It does sound fake.
Not yet. Not until
the bomb threat stuff, though. Generally, when they make bomb threats against large conventions, usually those are just to get people to go away and not show up at a convention or something. And
he said in the bomb threat, it said, oh, all these SJW NPCs need to go away and and he just went on. And it's all a lot of buzzwords, not like how people talk. Yes. You know what I mean? They just used all the buzzwords.
So they basically...
And that way they can say, see, look, it's a Comicsgate guy.
They tried to tag spam it? Is that what they did?
No, what they said was that the guy said, there was going to be a bomb and that all your staff better be wearing Kevlar and all this other stuff. So,
Kevlar won't protect you from a bomb.
No, but the implication was that, it was going to be a mass shooting and bomb threat and all this other stuff.
There he is.
Although, what's funny? I heard a story this week. This happened, listen to this. This happened at a Home Depot. We're going to get into some toilet humor.
Great.
This happened at a Home Depot.
I saw this article. It cracked me up.
So at a Home Depot, they called the police and they said they got a bomb threat. When the police showed up, they talked to the manager, and the manager told them what happened was this guy ran into the bathroom and he said, y'all might want to get out of here. I'm about to blow this place up. That's not exactly a bomb threat.
That's oh my God, it's going to be a real stinky runaway threat.
The guy was actually trying to do a favor to everybody in the room, and he got called a mad bomber. I don't know if he got called a mad bomber. They called it a bomb threat.
I would have.
The dog farted.
Nova. On the topic of shit,
potty humor.
The dog just farted and chased the girl away. He's now on the other side of the room.
All right.
Well, in her defense, the dog is very stinky.
All right. Let's see. Meanwhile, Gamergate and MRA conventions have legit bomb threats called on them. by legit, like there are actually bombs there, because that's a legit bomb threat. Let's see. Feminist SJWs have a long history of doing this stuff, both faking threats, calling in threats, and actually carrying them out. Yeah, it's the whole it's like the false flag thing is when you call in on your. It's like calling in on yourself, on your own group, just to get sympathy points. And I want to say I hope that's what this is. At the same time, I don't know. I hope that. Well, ultimately I hope that's what this is, and then they get caught, and they because they really have to prove, that somebody was legitimately made this threat. I can believe that somebody would. I'll go this far. I can believe that somebody who is a supporter of Mignola. I can believe somebody that's a supporter of Mignola would actually call in a bomb threat. But what they had there, based on the tweet that I read or whatever the message that I read, it seemed really hinky to me. It was really just oddly worded in a way that you'd be suspicious whether it was true or not, or whether somebody actually sent it.
Right. I don't know. I think anyone who sends a bomb threat needs some mental help. Dave is reading your.
I'm just sorry. I'm reading Metal's messages. The Metal says Kevlar wouldn't protect you from the kinetic force of the explosion. No, it definitely would not.
I just said that.
Listen, it would protect
But
you
it would
from
help.
shrapnel.
It would help from shrapnel. Ideally, if you're near a bomb or a grenade or whatever, throw yourself on. I mean, if you're close enough and you can't run away, throw yourself on the floor. That's about your best option. If there's no time to run away.
You want to throw yourself on your floor with the feet facing the grenade legs close together.
Yeah, because I mean the concussion is probably going to mess up your head and break your eardrums, and probably that's what's going to kill you.
I don't think
all the shrapnel is going to go up and away.
Actually, Mythbusters did a thing on grenade shrapnel.
And that was what they determined.
No, they determined that if you lay on the ground, you still have an equal chance of getting shrapnel in you. If it's a baseball grenade, if it's a pineapple grenade, there's more likely that's going to go into the ground.
Well, not go into the ground because it's designed to go up in the air.
No, it is, but the stuff below it that's touching the ground is usually going to go into the ground and bounce up and kind of knock stuff out of the way.
Don't tempt us.
No. I'm not sure if there are any bombs found ever. Yeah, but I mean, I understand what you're saying by legit. Like people actually were trying to get upset. Ideally, if you're near a bomb, throw your children on it and run as far and as fast as possible away.
Wow.
It's going to be remade.
Don't tempt us.
I would probably
be remade.
I would probably just pick the worst one.
So me?
Depends upon the day and the moment.
She called it. She just volunteered.
Yep, so if there's a bomb, I'll lay on it for us.
My middleist just volunteered to be
the bomb coverage.
The bomb cover, the bomb blanket.
And that would.
If anything, I'd hide behind you.
No, and if I understand correctly about an explosion or something.
Chicago. That was
so,
random.
From what I understand about explosions or whatever, with a grenade, if you actually to curl up on it, it would stop most of the stuff.
Yes, but you would die.
You would be dead. There's no doubt about that.
The point of falling on a grenade is to protect your buddies.
Yeah.
It's not to stay alive.
No, it would stop all of the stuff from going out. Like it would.
It would stop them probably enough of it.
It would curl up on it, and it would basically stop most of the shrapnel from expelling. Right? That's what I'm trying to.
Yeah, basically, your body would absorb most of it. Your body, for a grenade, your body would probably absorb most of the shockwave and stuff.
So
I'm not saying it still wouldn't hurt other people.
Less would be injured. All right, so we covered Trigun, we covered Alita. Anything you guys want to try and get to in the next couple of weeks as plans for watching? Napping Princess is on our list
We have Napping Princess.
because the library had Napping Princess, so we're going to be watching that.
I got Gundam Wing.
Speaking of
Or
napping
Gundam
princess-
Wing Mobile. I've got that. We're
Speaking
gonna
of
try to
nap-
get that. I've only got till next week, I think, before those have to go back.
Speaking of Napping Princess, since I'm not allowed to mention anything pirated, you can get it for $10 a month on
Verb.
Or free from the library.
Or free from our library. We actually, I mean, it
Our
doesn't.
library can give you board games.
Our
We were
library
playing
actually
some
has
when
a
I
pretty
went
good
for
anime
the
section.
comic
Yeah,
thing.
it's got a decent anime
Is
section.
there one this month for the comic thing? Gotta go.
All right.
If I haven't missed it yet.
You have not missed it. It's Thursday. It's next Thursday.
Our library does graphic novel night, and that is what she's looking to get to go to.
Gundam Wing is still my favorite.
There's a lot of Gundam.
I just wrote that one down, Dragon. I
Demons-
will add it to the list.
Demon City Shinjuku. Is that what you just wrote down?
Yep.
How many different Gundams are there?
See, I don't know.
It's called
Robotech goes forever though.
Yes, we just found on our Amazon account, we get Robotech, the entire series remastered or something. So that is also on our
Is
our list
Alchemist
to
on
get
that?
to. Is what?
Full
Is
Metal
Alchemist
Alchemist?
Full Metal Alchemist?
some of it, I think.
I kind of
I
hope
don't
because they
remember.
really-
Although
I think I saw it.
Mom put something on the list because it was a
Too
kid
many
explaining
different Gundams.
Japanese. Like a kid
Probably.
younger than me explaining all of the Japanese pronouns and verbs and stuff that they'd use in the anime. So that's on our list because he's younger than I am.
So Gundam's mech, right? Mecha or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
That's
like
the.
space mecha.
the
you
space
know.
A lot of
mecha.
times the category is just called Gundam, but it is considered mecha.
I know there are guys on my Twitter feed that they do model Gundams where they paint them up and they
I
build
remember
the
seeing
models and
those.
stuff like that.
Those aren't
Before
cheap.
we had kids, when we had time to go and look at fun things to do.
You can do that when we're asleep.
No, I can't.
We don't even
You
have
guys
the money
never sleep.
now.
Patrick doesn't sleep. I sleep.
What's sleep?
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
I don't do sleep.
I just got glitter over everything.
Yes, our middle list is covered in glitter.
I'm staying at least 40 feet away from her to not get it. Her contagious
Yeah,
disease.
good luck with that.
I gotta stay at least 40 feet away to
Good
not
luck
get
with
her
that.
contagious disease.
No.
I don't know. You're spreading glitter everywhere.
It's a
Excuse me.
contagious disease.
Glitter monster.
I'm afraid she'll hit. I'm afraid she'll think happy thoughts and get her head stuck in the.
Glitter machine.
No, she'll get her head stuck in the ceiling fan.
We don't have
Nice.
a ceiling fan in this room.
Not in this room.
I've hit my head on the ceiling fan in Patrick's room many times.
Gundam 00 is pretty good too. It's from the metal. I like the old Mobile Suit Gundam. That's the one I have is Mobile Suit Gundam.
It has wing on it somewhere though.
Yeah, Mobile Suit Gundam Wing or something like that is what it's called. But it gets pretty slow at times
I
because of
watched the
how
Gundam because
dated it is.
I watched a Gundam because I was curious,
Mm-hmm.
and the one I picked was like Gundam Build Divers or something, and it's not the greatest.
Yeah, I like that one though.
They basically turned the whole Gundam thing into a video game, and I didn't care for it because
Kind of lends itself to a video game.
it
I
does.
think.
But like they turned it into, it wasn't even a world-ending video game. They were trying to save the Gundam video game from freaking.
Ending or whatever, huh?
No, they were trying to save it from hackers.
Well, it sounds
Oh,
kinda
just like
lame.
that Barbie movie.
No, go away.
We're not talking Barbie movies.
I don't like Barbie. I brought that up because it reminded me of that the 5-year-old.
Okay.
He watches so much Barbie, it's terrifying.
You gonna say something into the mic at that close? Make
Oh,
everyone deaf?
he's
I've been
reading it.
talking. It's probably. I don't have my ear set
Do
on.
this.
I don't have my ear set on right now because we don't have any guests. So I'm just kind of. It's probably like super loud because I'm kind of when I lean over and read, the mic is right there. So does it get super loud when I'm reading off the chats? Let's see, Knights and Magic is an okay anime.
I like Knights and Magic.
So you've seen it.
Dean Domino.
Yeah, I was saying,
We've both seen it because I was talking. That was the one we got into an argument earlier. 'Cause
yeah,
You said that the manga came before the anime.
I
came
thought
before
it
the manga.
did.
What's that? Knights and Magic?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
the
talked a
manga
little bit
one.
about that earlier on.
I will do the explanation of this one if I'm allowed to.
I want to see something.
Dean Domino, have I seen you in the chat before? Make sure you subscribe.
I want to see
Hit
how
the
loud it
button.
is,
No, you don't want to see how loud it is.
but I do.
So
And welcome,
Excuse me.
Dean, by the way. Let's see. Yeah, so
Fun and ridiculous tends to be what we go for because Trigun seems kind of fun and ridiculous from the bit I've seen of it.
sweet. Thanks, Dean. Dean just subscribed.
Yay!
No, you still have 42 subscribers. You need to up to this page.
You have only 42?
No, 142.
You have
Let's see.
20 more than double my.
Log Horizon's a good anime, but doesn't have an end, and there will never be an end.
Oh, well,
Log-
that's sad.
Log Horizon.
So it's like
That's like-
Dragon Ball Z.
No. Log Horizon is like video game, but it just.
Dragon Ball Z is just the same thing over and over and
Is
over.
it Log Horizon? I don't remember. Let me check it. I checked it out, but it's crazy. I don't think it's still going, is it?
What?
Log Horizon. I think it just stopped. I don't remember.
I don't know.
So
That's the difference between Asian storytelling.
Attack on Titan first season's unavailable on Crunchyroll. What?
I think.
Funimation exclusive.
We don't pirate here, children.
Funimation, Crunchyroll, and
those are
like
all
one of the
subscription
big
services.
Anime sites.
Yeah.
Just making sure we don't do pirated.
I have a smaller anime site that I use. Log.
Oh, Log Horizon. The author was convicted of a crime, so the publisher dropped him.
Nice. That's
Started in
awesome.
2010.
Okay, so
All right, in G Gundam, a guy literally takes on a mech with a towel cloth and tears off its arm.
That sounds spectacular.
best
I may
can I
need to
read this
watch
off
that.
quickly?
What?
So best anime series of all time. Apparently, first on that list is Death Note. Second is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Called it.
Actually, yeah. Somebody
Third
mentioned.
is Attack on Titan. Fourth is Naruto.
Somebody on
Trigun.
Twitter told me that because I mentioned I'm
Oh.
starting the manga for Full Metal Alchemist,
Fifth
and
is
they
just
said
normal
Brotherhood is the way to
Naruto.
go.
Sixth
I
is
don't know if that's
Dragon Ball Z.
I assume that's anime.
Eighth is Fairy Tail.
I assume it's Japanimation.
Hey!
No, seventh is Fairy
Animation.
Tail. Eighth is One Piece.
One Piece is forever long, and that's where I stop. I don't have the
Says-
time.
Ninth
Metal-
is SAO.
All right, one at a time, guys.
Tenth is Bleach.
At least it was an actual conviction. Apparently, we don't even need a criminal case these days.
No.
Yeah.
11th is Code Geass.
Oh, geese.
Accusation is the proof.
12 is Hunter x Hunter, which
Okay, I'm going through my anime list to check out Log Horizon.
All right, now is
this
Full
is-
Metal is Brotherhood just the
Oh,
first
this is a
series? Is that what they
flashback.
called it? Or is that a
Brotherhood, I think,
different
is the second
series?
series.
Is it? Because I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna be starting with
Because
the.
this is the first
Okay,
one,
I
and
was
then
thinking
Full Metal
of,
Alchemist Brotherhood is next, I think.
I was thinking of Hack.GU
Tokyo
or
Ghoul is
something.
13.
Yeah, Tokyo Ghoul is pretty high.
Cowboy Bebop
Tokyo
is
Ghoul.
14.
That's enough.
15th is actual Full Metal Alchemist.
Middle. Enough.
I was trying to find Full Metal Alchemist written down.
You just found it.
I know.
Hey, Autumn.
So leader is 20th, Pat.
So, hey, Autumn, all the recommended for me.
We
stuff I've
apologize if
been,
you can hear the dog snoring in the background. He gets
all
kind
the
of
stuff
loud
recommended for me, I've
sometimes.
watched
We
every one of those.
apologize if you can hear the
Maybe
kids
no
talking
They have it at the
because that gets
bookstore.
annoying all the time.
So,
Pokemon, get this. It's 23rd.
which Pokemon?
Just Pokemon in general.
So, Log.
Well, I bet you Pokemon makes more money than a lot of these.
Oh my god, yeah.
Let's see. I would
It
also
makes more money than
recommend.
the
Let's see.
original Dragon Ball.
History's Greatest Disciple, Kenichi.
Assassination Classroom's 28.
I need to get back to reading that. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood sticks to the manga. Okay. The original
Private.
Full Metal Alchemist
31.
diverges its own story halfway through. Okay, so
My Hero.
all right, so
is
I'm better off
34.
if I'm going to go to the anime for Full Metal, go straight to Brotherhood.
Yeah, that's what I was told.
Okay. Let's see. Brotherhood. I just read that part.
Angel Beats. What's that?
Metal says, "I love Kenichi." Well, then you should get married.
So, I was
The devil is
when I said
part-timer.
Log Horizon was going on forever, I was thinking of /hack.gu or something. Let me check it out. /hack is like forever long, and
Slash hack or hack slash?
it's like
Because there's a comic called Hack Slash.
give me a second. I got to put in the right.
I can say the difference between like,
Here you go. It's
hold on.
.hack/slash.
The difference between storytelling in, I guess, Asia and the West is like I'll watch a Jackie Chan movie, and I guess those are all straight from China. Like his older ones, the ones that he makes for Chinese Hollywood.
Neat.
And those a lot of times they don't end those movies the way like an American movie would end. It's just like the movie stops. They've fought and killed the bad guy or whatever, and they've concluded the story, and then they don't end it like they don't like tie it up at all. They just like the movie just stops, and it's kind of crazy to me.
So I'm gonna say this again because I screwed it up the first time. I was thinking of Dot Hack instead of Log Horizon. Dot Hack is like the first series is apparently 26 episodes in spring of 2002, but I've seen like 30 different versions of it, and they all go for like 7 years. Like if you go through, you'll find on VRV. If you search, you'll find 30 different Log Horizon. Not Log Horizon.
Have you guys heard of Angel Beats? He's talking about it in the chat.
Yeah, I'm just questioning it.
Angel Beats is a good bunch of Angel Beats is good.
There you go.
A bunch of kids are in the afterlife and don't know why they're there, and trying to avoid having their existence erased while they solve the mystery.
Ooh.
Does it sound something like?
It kind of sounds like Scooby-Doo.
No, because Scooby-Doo aren't in the afterlife.
Hey, here you go. Here's what it looks like.
What is this?
Just holding.
Yeah, I've seen it before,
Angel Beats.
but I'm always questioning because I can never find it on any site.
Yeah, it's pretty elusive.
She has an angel gun.
As far as it goes, it's pretty elusive as I've tried to look for it.
Yeah, the medal says there isn't often an epilogue.
But I didn't.
I'm sure that's probably a Western thing.
I didn't look real hard, but I couldn't find it.
Whoa. We'll have to see if the library carries it. The library carries weird stuff, I've noticed.
Is Angel Beats, what would you rate that? Would you rate that about PG-13, R?
I love it. Axel World, which is an anime I also watched. I watched it after Fairy Tail.
When you go into Google on my phone, Patrick, get this.
All right, so Patrick.
Everything down here is always.
Dragon says hack is great, but you have to understand that you're missing lots of parts of it, and you're meant to watch it while playing the games.
It was. I checked it out, and it just seems super boring.
Durican says Angel Beats is great. It's PG/PG-13.
Nice.
He would say at most. Yeah, he said Dean at most says it's PG-13.
Season 3.
Angel Beats.
Did you find it?
I just Google searched it. See what's available. Fun fact: it's available on Google.
Okay, what we'll try to do is we'll take a lot of these. What?
Next time you go to the library.
I wondered why it was named Angel Beats. Look at the first character that it shows.
I'll see what they have. I think they had some Attack on Titans actually, manga at the library.
Oh, and similar shows are Charlotte, which I think Autumn watched. Guilty Crown.
Guilty Crown is all good.
Yuki Yuna is a hero.
One thing I learned when I was looking at animes on our Amazon Prime account
Gurren Lagann
is that the Japanese have a horrible time translating these things into English.
And naming them.
Because one of the things that we found was Battery, and it's about this kid who wants to get good at baseball and have a good baseball team. Well, instead of saying baseball team, it's a battery unit. There were a bunch of other names we came through. Oh, one of them was I ate my pancreas.
No.
And it's just the names are just really bad.
I think it was Eat My
Pancreas. Yes.
Eat My Pancreas.
What about Cells at Work?
It's just.
I'm pretty sure it's.
The names are just really bad, and they don't seem to lend itself to wanting Western viewers.
See, I'm pretty sure it's like.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure she has like pancreatitis or something. It's supposed to be eat this pancreatitis or something like that, and it didn't.
From the synopsis, it sounded like she was dying of cancer or something.
Well, there's that, but then it does not sound like it from the title.
Right? She sounds like a zombie killer. So yeah, the titles are just weird on some of these animes.
Well, even I don't know, I don't know if there's some titles that are kind of quote unquote existential. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like Trigun, it's got to mean something. There's only 2 guns. Although technically, I guess you can consider one a third gun. but it's I don't know. I guess I have to finish watching.
Okay, here you go.
I'm hungry.
Here's the synopsis for the battery.
A battery.
At only 12 years old, I'm butchering this name, is already hailed as a prodigious baseball pitcher. But see, this is the translated version.
Prodigious.
A prodigious baseball pitcher. But when his family moved to...
Hey, Mom, did you take my music? Sorry.
Read Pat.
I'm trying to shorten it down because it's literally like 4 paragraphs of synopsis. His worries are soon put to rest after butchering this name too, as his fan and fellow student, butchering this name.
You're not even saying any names.
I can't pronounce the name.
Then make them up.
Their names are Butchered Name 1 and Butchered Name 2.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Are they Japanese names?
Yes.
Okay.
I have trouble saying Japanese names too.
Gao Nagaruka.
Gao. See, just go with the first letter. It's Gao, and then Takumi.
Takumi. Gao is eager.
God, why can't Japanese people just give their kids regular names?
Like Frank and Billy, right?
Exactly.
Gao is eager to prove that he's not a simple braggart.
Does it help that normally they say their last name first?
Ooh, Bacano. Write down Bacano.
Braggart, but rather a player skillful enough to catch.
Baccano.
Amid struggling from a battery with you take my phone and read it.
Amid struggling to form a battery with Gao, Takumi goes into conflict with his new teammates due to his irreverent personality, which grapples to find the true joy of the sport under his grandfather's guidance.
I have heard of this one. Have you heard of Bleach?
I
have heard of it.
Speaking of Bleach, let's
listen, hold on. Bleach gets its name from a single joke at the beginning of the series because the male character has natural cherry blonde hair and his peers thought he bleached it. That's it. Nothing else to do with the entire series.
That's funny. Like I said, it's just the naming is weird and just I don't know.
So,
all right. He says if you end up liking Bacano, you have to follow it with Durarara. I think that last one's made up.
Durarara.
I think he made that one up.
No,
it's a real anime.
Durarara?
Yeah.
It's been said before.
I'm sure it's been said before.
That's on our list.
Is it already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are you? There you are. So, oh God, Dominus the girlfriend. That's a strange name.
Oh,
look at that.
It's not on VMA. How do you spell it? Because obviously.
What?
I
just got a sub from the legendary Blue Gamer.
Yes. So yes, the children are looking up.
So if the Blue Gamer is, oh, there he is. Look at that. Can I join the panel? We're not really doing a panel, and it's only because
it's kind of a random family.
Yeah, this is
chit chat.
I think probably on a future date we might call guests in because Dragon's really Dragon's really into anime.
Yes.
And he's probably
the next
pretty.
One would be a good
yeah,
one to do
maybe
that
maybe the next one that we do
in a couple of weeks.
After we've watched more, we'll have you on. Just hook up with me on Twitter if you have a Twitter account, and just let me know to remind me because Dragon's got a lot of info and probably in the metal. Are you a big weeb too? He seems to know a lot too.
Yes.
So we'll probably do a stream where I'll talk about anime. And actually have some guys on. It's just the way that my setup is here. We can't all hear everybody because my whole family is in front of the mic, and so if I turn on the sound of my computer, it's just going to echo like crazy.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead, say something real quick.
It's about the certain magic index. I have started it. I liked the animation style and all that.
Of which one?
A certain magic index.
Which one?
People just call it index.
Yeah.
Oh, just index. Okay.
Its name is a certain magic index, but most people just call it index from what I saw.
But I've had trouble actually watching more than 5 episodes.
Like,
I don't know why. I just can't get farther than 5 episodes.
Well, then it's not a compelling story for you.
It's not even that, because I like
it's the character
everything.
development that gets her right.
Yeah, it's kind of boring.
And that's where I kind of left off with Cat.
Yep. So probably, yeah, maybe the next time we do this, which would be in a couple of weeks, because we do this every other week because of the way my work schedule is.
I see you're a man.
In a couple of weeks, we'll get some of you guys on, and we'll do an actual panel, and then you guys can actually give me information I can use as opposed to just kind of the kids yelling at each other.
We're currently sitting on the other side of him.
Yeah.
To avoid that.
Well, what I'd like to do is just know mostly like I said, this is a family stream, so I'm trying to get stuff that other kids would like, not just my kids, but yeah, we try to keep it family friendly. So stuff that
Unless
other
it's late at night. Then I kind of get carried away because I'm awake. It's the middle of the night.
Yeah. Yeah, so it wouldn't be a bad idea to have some guys on that actually know a lot more about this stuff than me.
And
if you're gonna do that, you can leave.
No, it's right.
I would check out getting Discord for this stuff because Discord is pretty good.
Yeah.
I have.
Don't you use Hangouts? Like what you said.
I use Hangouts for my YouTube channel. I do have a Discord account.
I have a Discord account. One I make Sans one too.
Anime.
But for this, yeah, we'll try to get some guys on next time, and we'll do some discussion, and we'll talk about different things. By then, hopefully I'll have finished Trigun, and probably started on Bebop. I bought the whole series of Bebop. Oh, there it is. Yeah. All right, so I bought the whole series of.
I don't know if I'm looking at the image upside down right now. I can't tell.
Yeah. Anyway. And maybe I'll probably have finished Alita, finished the first volume of Full Metal.
Can we go into anything about Rooster Teeth?
No.
It's not really anime.
I wanted to see if we could go into that.
Anime.
I mentioned the short.
You said next time we would go a little bit into that.
And I did. I mentioned that the voice actor who did Ruby was fired and was probably going to ruin the story.
Since it's technically not anime.
I was writing something down.
The voice actor who did
because I've been informed that if it's not made in Japan or it's not made in Asia or however that works.
And
then it's not anime.
Here's what I watched.
What?
It's K parentheses anime.
That's just the name of it?
Yeah.
Oh, there's this stuff.
It's actually just called K, but because
I want to find this anime.
You gotta put an anime next to it, otherwise you won't find it because there's other stuff called K. Then there's K Missing Kings and K.
Trigun says Batum is an anime you'd also probably like. It's a bit dark though.
We live in the land of dark.
Bonsuo Rankin is a quick shonen anime series. That you can give a shot to, and I need to rewatch it. It's from Dragon.
Some of the most popular animes include Black Clover and Mob Psycho.
Well, I'm sure there are.
Mob Psycho just came back.
I'm sure there are other animes that we can't talk about.
Deep Space 69.
Yes.
Because it's not kid friendly.
I
suspect that should be a late night. Maybe we'll do a late night anime.
Yes.
I'll still be up then though.
Yeah, but you will be in your room, and if I have to lock the door,
you can't lock Patrick's door.
So maybe one night we'll do a late night anime stream that isn't we could talk about stuff that's not necessarily kid friendly.
Get this anime name, Real Girl. That's the name of the anime.
Yes, I don't know.
This is good. The synopsis for K if you want.
Last Man actually looks really good.
Let's see.
Last Man is an anime.
Yeah, Dragon says I've watched too much anime, read too much manga. And their names are weird, so it's hard to remember a lot of it.
They do have weird names, man.
Let's see.
Here's a good example of one.
Dean Domino says, as a big fan of One Piece, if you ever consider getting into the series, either read to chapter 95 or watch to episode 44. If you still don't like it, probably not for you. That's a big commitment.
Right.
It's probably not, because if I remember,
I-
the pieces were short.
I've been watching these past 25 episodes, and I'm not really into it. But he said I need to watch till 44.
I'm pretty sure. I think at that point, that's when the
13
big
Ghosts
stuff
of
picks up,
Scooby
right?
Doo.
Yep, I remember that was a Saturday morning cartoon when I was a kid.
That's on VRV.
I don't think that counts as anime.
No, VRV doesn't just do anime. They picked up Boomerang and Nick's
Oh, okay.
Nickelodeon, like Nick Splat.
Here are some winter 2019 animes. The Promised Neverland. Interesting. The Rising of the Shield Hero.
No, don't start that one.
When
Bob
will I
Psycho
do an
100.
anime stream? Let's
This is
see.
kind of an
You mean one where I
interesting
actually
And
stream anime?
Boogie Pop.
Because that's probably not
Epics.
going to happen anytime soon. But probably, like I said, I've been doing
Okay.
this one. This is the second one.
There's a certain amount
I'm
of
talking
text.
right now. I've been doing. This is my second one, and we do this one, kind of the family-friendly one, on Sunday afternoon.
You
And
mentioned me in the middle of the
probably,
night on the nighttime anime one. I will come.
yeah, we'll see.
But that's
If I haven't done a late night one yet, so maybe we'll do a late night anime stream sometime later. Maybe
Mom, can I go
next
get the
next Sunday night. If you guys want to do a
Mom.
chat during the afternoon one, that's
No,
fine.
Not next Sunday night.
Do you want me to go get the
What?
youngest?
Not next. I'm sorry, not next Sunday night,
Every
but in
other
two
Sunday.
2 weeks.
Yeah, he can. His work schedules. He works nights
Do you want me
every
to go
other
get the youngest?
in a certain schedule every other week. No, I was gonna play.
No, because we're gonna do dinner after this.
I was gonna do Far Cry,
That's too bad.
my game that would make
You
arms
can
grow
do
up.
that right
You
now.
can't because we're gonna do dinner after this because it's already 5:00.
Can
We
I
should
make
probably
nachos?
wrap this up. We're
So-
having hamburgers.
In case you couldn't tell, that was the we're going to be wrapping things up sound.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We actually have been watching the new Carmen on Netflix.
Carmen Sandiego.
I haven't seen it.
And yeah, I've watched it with the little ones.
And me.
And yeah, the Carmen on Netflix is actually really good. I like the style. I like the story.
It's very
It
wet.
Better
is
than She-Ra.
very much different than the old Carmen, and
Better
I
than
kind of
She-Ra.
miss that old song. But it's good, and the little one really liked it. I liked it. It was well done.
Still, again, better than She-Ra.
Yeah, I did not like the animation style of She-Ra.
I don't think anybody really does. But it was woke.
But the bit we saw wasn't actually. Maybe the next season was, but it was the animation style that drove me
It
insane.
wasn't
So
really
I won't
that-
be watching the next season because I can't stand the animation.
You kind of got a hint of some of the.
There was some of it, but it wasn't
really
bad.
big. It was. You
yeah.
just noticed that Bo was a little more gay than he was in the original.
But he came across as gay in the original anyway.
Yeah, you just noticed it a little more. You made it a little more.
But now
obvious.
they're all kids. They were all adults, right? In the original?
Yes. In the original, they were definitely not
Adults. These ones are like
teenagers.
16.
These guys are teenagers.
These guys are like
Yes.
16.
Yeah.
That's.
All right.
Oh, D-Dad.
But yeah, we'll take a look at the schedule and let you guys know when we manage to get time to do a late night anime stream. And we'll work it out.
All right.
Okay, anime word for the day. Neko. That means cat.
Okay.
Their Japanese word of the day.
Okay. There's a Neko and Trigun every episode.
Mhm.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
not 100% certain.
So
that I
in
said that
summary,
correctly.
I like Trigun. Patrick kind of likes it in
I've seen
and
worse, but I've also
subtitles.
seen better.
he kind of likes it in subtitles.
I don't care for the. That's where English version gets me because they use overly long statements where they could use short statements. Where in
Yeah.
Japanese they use the short statements because
Well, I guess what we were talking about
Like,
earlier
you'll
was
even notice-
you gotta match the mouth, the
you'll
length of the
yeah
speaking.
you'll even notice in the Japanese version they say different things than they say in the English version if you're looking at the subtitles.
Yeah.
Except for Goblin Slayer, but because he doesn't really have a mouth flap thing,
Mhm.
and he's wearing a helmet. It's just always yes, okay, I see.
Yeah.
And there's occasional, somewhat long explanation for his rules: no fire, no explosives, no poison.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Upstairs then.
So the 6-year-old came home from his friend's house, So
it's about to
we're
get very noisy,
it's
so
gonna
we need
get
to wrap
noisy.
this
So
up.
we're wrapping this up.
Dude,
In conclusion, go see Alita Battle Angel.
Alita Battle Angel, we all recommend. Loved it.
Except for
the eldest.
except for the eldest who didn't go see it because he wanted to play Far Cry.
Because I don't get to play it when Autumn's home because it'll make the throw up.
You can play it if I'm home.
All right, so everybody, hey, thanks for showing up. I'm Indie Dave. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed already, to hit the subscribe button. Like this video, and hit the bell for notifications. On top of these anime streams, I also do one-off indie creators. We go over their books. Dragon, we're gonna have Dragon on an episode here probably Wednesday or Thursday. He's gonna send me
Let us know your schedule, Dragon.
yeah. Let us just let me know. Send me a DM. And
allowed in the chat because his name's
Patrick?
hard to pronounce.
no, he's allowed in the chat. He was on my last chat.
Yeah, but we just call him
Yeah.
Dragon because his name is too hard to
Yeah,
pronounce.
it's supposed to. It looks like Duracan, but it's actually Dragon.
So
Yes.
anyway,
Buy Dragon's book,
Veil War.
the Veil War, on Indiegogo,
Why?
and we will discuss it. Why? What? Oh, he said because I said so. We don't need to be questioning these people.
George Washington.
Look, see, he unsubbed me now. Look at that. See what you did? See what you did? Yeah. So check out Duracan's book. He's in the chat. And we're gonna have him on here pretty soon to go over it, and we went over it again on my live chat. So so on top of the anime streams, we do a regular chat every other Friday, regular group chat,
it's
and
a drunken stream.
the drunk stream, and then we do people's books. We go over people's books, and then if I get a wild hair at my ass or something else, then I'll if I really want to talk about something, then every once in a while I'll start my own stream. All right, so once again we're logging off. Thanks for showing up, and show up again. Watch my other stuff. Y'all have a good one.
Goodbye.
Good. Well,
Oh, not yet.
yeah, not yet.
Dave logged. Dave's
my computer
him
logged out.
So now he's gonna.
Now I
take a
gotta
bit to
log back in.
Dad.
So I have to log in so I can log
Alright,
out
William.
of the stream.
Can you tell everybody what you thought of Alita?
Awesome!
Mike,
So
you're
even the
now hard.
6-year-old
Oh, by
truly
the way,
loved
Mom,
Alita.
it was amazing. You should watch it. It was awesome.
William, that's not the mic. The mic is
Mom,
in Mom's
William
computer.
was screaming your entire name over at the neighbor's house.
Okay.
Really? All
It
right.
was Mom's full name.
All right. Enough of that. Thank you guys for showing up again, and we'll talk to you
Thank you.
later. See you on Twitter.
Angel, Christine.